I was placed in foster care at the age of 2. When I was 5, really kind of was still confused why I was placed in foster care and why I wasn't with my family. It was a good and bad experience. I would say that the first foster home they wasn't really as loving, but I think it's because they had over 132 foster kids in their care within a lifetime. I get to the new home and I'm like, wow. I prayed when I was 5 about having a mother, and I met a woman that it was like, wow, she's my mom. I know that I have a mom that's not taking care of me, but I just wanted somebody to actually show me love and support. And so my second foster home, I got to actually experience not feeling like I was a number. I got to experience being a part of their family, and my brothers became my brothers. Even to this day, they're my brothers. It lasted for 5 years, and then her personal problems came along, and I kind of feel like that kind of shifted the whole experience of that love and support. So I ended up moving with a single parent home, which was a very interesting experience because the rules changed. I would say that it was a good home, but what made it difficult was I was in a new school and I'm used to having a house full of kids, and at that moment was just me. And so I would say, like, when I was 16, I went through a lot of depression, and I was my foster mom's first foster child, so she didn't know how to fix that issue that I was having as far as like anxiety and depression. I would skip class all the time. The moment that made me kind of change up and do the right thing was my foster mom kept on saying, you have to apply yourself. And I'm like, what is this apply myself? I don't know what this is. I feel like that was the greatest gift that she told me, was to apply myself, and you can have anything that you want. Graduated from high school, and that was like my greatest accomplishment at that time, and I was proud of myself because I didn't have to sign myself into high school. I could have just been a dropout, and I never wanted to actually do that. I didn't want to be homeless, so I was tired of couch surfing and going to home, and so my aunt and my foster mom, the one that I call my mom, sat down on a computer with me, and we enrolled into Marshall University. I'm at Marshall. I'm also dyslexic. I didn't know how to read or didn't know how to write, so I'm at this university trying not to be homeless. Trying my hardest. That was like my biggest fears, was homeless and projects. And I'm praying to God while I'm on campus, like, oh my God, please, Lord, I don't want to be homeless. Find a way for me to stay here because I'm flunking out of school. My friend ended up taking me to one of our friends. She busted through the door and she said, hey, we need to have a family meeting. This is the first time that I'm hearing family. And so everybody's just looking crazy, like, what the world is going on? Tasha is about to get kicked out of school. And so one of my friends ends up contacting all these people, like 4 or 5 people, and finding ways to help me stay in school. I make it through, I graduate college, and end up having a son, but my plan was to go back and get my master's. I had a tough time with the lack of support after aging out. I mean, I didn't have support. I had support, but I didn't have support. I feel like my life would have been different if I was adopted before 18, before I aged out. I feel like I would have had somebody to call my mom, like somebody to call my dad. Even now, being an adult, it's still something that I feel like I lack. I still long for a mother and father. I still have to make decisions, and if I'm not doing well, even mentally, financially, I have to figure it out on my own. You don't have to be a superhero, but honestly, to that child, you are going to be a superhero. taking that time and loving that child and giving them support and normalization of feeling like a child and is a lot. And that's gonna be the biggest thing and the biggest impact that's gonna happen in their life. And they'll always remember that. I noticed that my child is still a foster child. He has to deal with the things that I go through. So, grandmother, he doesn't have one. Grandfather, he doesn't have one. So, he has my foster mom as a grandmother, but she's not really there. It trickles down, and I don't think that people understand how that trickles down once you're taken away. Your child is in that too, and it becomes that way. I feel like if they're having a nudge to say that they want to do it, they should do it, because that might be something that they're supposed to do. Yes, it would be scary to have a child taken away from you, but you could look back and say that at least I did what I needed to do, and that show this child some love. That little bit of love goes a long way, and we remember you when you do that.